Alright, welcome back to Flourish. In this video, we're going to be looking at how to style our web page using the internal method of styling. In the last video, we looked at HTML formatting. You can click on the link above to check that video before you come to the video. And then we talked about the italics, we talked about emphasis, we talked about sub, we talked about superscript, we talked about bold. And as you can see, some of our text right here, we formatted it. This is the first one right here, and then this is another one right here, x2, x4, and then we wrote h2o somewhere around here. Alright, so that was what we did in the last video. But in this video, I'm going to show you how to style using the internal method. I think that is a bit lovely. That's the second method of styling. The first method is using the inline method, using this. Now, I feel this is a bit complicated because it's a bit hard, because you have to keep typing style. Imagine I wrote style right here, or I wrote another style right here, and then I just keep writing style whenever I want to, design my page. And that is not really, that's not a good practice. We're repeating ourselves a lot. And then if you remember the word dry, D-R-Y, it stands for what? Don't repeat yourself. And that is why we are using the internal method of styling. It's reduce the number of time you're repeating yourself. Right. Let me just go straight into the point and then let's do this. Alright. So to style, to use the internal method of styling, what you're going to do, you're going to go to the head. Remember what I said in the first video, that whatever you do, whatever you want to see on your web page goes in between the head tag. And as you can see, when I click on the head tag, everything is highlighted. And see the box. Can you see the box right here? Is highlighted. And then this preview is actually giving you a kind of like a mobile. It's giving you like a kind of like a mobile display of your website, which is okay. As you can see, that's the body. But now, what about the head? What do we do in the head? We do a lot of things in the head. We declare meta tags in the head. We declare links. We even declare our styling method. And this is where I'm going. So we're going to declare our internal styling method right here in the head. All right. So I would advise that you leave this one. I'll come and explain this one in the next video. But for now, click the end of that tag and type enter. And then after that, you are going to type in style, because we want to use the internal method of styling. So click on style, and that's the opening tag, and then you go for the closing tag also. Closing style. Now what we have done right now is that we're saying, we're telling the HTML file that, okay, hello guy, we want to write some code in between this style that would represent some of those things that we wrote right here. Alright, let's get into it. Now, what's the first one? Body. Don't forget, I have declared the style. Whatever I'm going to write will go inside. And I needed to look at the syntax. Now, whenever you want to style any property, any tag on your page, this is how you do it. This is the syntax. You put in the tag name, and then you put in the curly brackets, open the curly brackets, and then inside the curly brackets, you write in the property, and then colon, and then the value, and then you close the curly brackets. And as shown on your screen, that is the format for declaring any tag, or for styling any tag on your web page. Let me give you an example right here. So let's say, for example, I want to style the body tag, because this is the first one we need to eliminate. Now to style, to write the same thing right here on the style, what you're going to do is to declare the tag name. The tag name is what? Body. Can you see that? And then you open curly braces. Can you see? It has automatically closed it for you. And then you type in the property. You type in the first property, which is what? Background. Now, so it's showing you that. Okay. Background color. This is already. You see? it automatically, now this is a good thing about the internal style, it makes it easy. Now it automatically generates some colors for you, so you don't need to, you know, look for the hexadecimals, so you automatically, you know, get that. But I'm going to use the hexadecimal because I want to show you that it works. So I'm going to use hexadecimal 9DE BDB. Alright, so that's it. And then you end it by closing that way. Now this is the format for declaring the styling method. So now let's go ahead to delete this, because don't forget we're cleaning up our code. Let's go ahead to delete this, and then you would notice that our color still remains. Now we'll refresh and say, you see our colors still remain. The reason why it still remain there is because we have actually declared the style right there at the top, saying that what, let our body be what, background color of this. Now let's change it so that you can see the effect. You see that it's working? Can you see now it's working? So that is how to style using the internal method. But we're not done yet. Now let's go into the next one. Press enter, and then the next one would be the H1 tag. Now watch this. For the internal styling method, it styles all the tag name. And let me show you an example. So now let's say H1. I want to style H1 right now. And then how many H1 do you have right here? We have just one. Okay, that's good. Alright, so I'm going to type in H1, then open the curly braces, and then I want to change the color. You see that? You can just click here, click on it. So you see color, and I want to change the color to ash. What's the color that we use right here? Okay, this is the color. So that's the color. So I can go ahead to delete this one. Yeah. So as you can see, it has retained our color. But don't forget to close it with the semicolon. Don't forget to do that. So now it has retained the color. But now what if we want to add another property to the H1 tag? So that would lead me to this. That there's a way you can style, you can arrange your styling so that it looks, it's readable. So you see what I'm doing? Press enter. So and I put it closing right there. So we can have it like this. So this is the opening braces. We're talking about the body. This is the opening color braces, and then this is the property, and this is the value. So the same to H1. Can we do that also? Type enter. Also type enter. So that if you want to write another property, you can write it in between. So now the H1, now we want to do text align. So let's just delete this one. Let's delete the text align right here from the style. And let's put it right here. Text align. Text align. So you can see showing the property, and I want to put it in the center. And you can close it. So this is the styling method. As you can see, this is almost saying that we're deleting everything that we have right there, and then we're styling it at the top. Also, now let's do the IMG. So can you pause the video and try that by yourself? How do you style the IMG? Now don't forget that whatever you want to style will just be what you have in between the style. You would only leave SRC. You're going to leave SRC and Alt, but you could only work with what? Width and height. So can you try that? And let's see what you have. Alright, now let's do that. Welcome back. So for IMG, you're just going to type in the tag name, which is what? IMG. Then you open and close the curly braces. Our advice is just type enter that way so that you can start typing the properties. Now the first property is what? Width. And what width are we using? 400 pixels. You see that? Close that. and then you go again, height. Now the height is what? 300 pixels. I think that's exactly what we use. Now this RMG would work for any image that you declare. So what you're going to do now is to delete all the styles in your image. And can you do that right now? Delete all the styles in your image to make it. So this is another one. Delete it, and then you see that our pictures are still styled the normal way we want it. Now you see that it has reduced the way you're writing too many codes now. So can you check your code again to see? You can see the size is still there because we've actually declared it right here in the style tag. So now we've done the first one, which is the body, H1, IMG, and then the next one is what? H2 tag. Now we have a lot of H2 tag. We have 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to be sharing the same color for them. So I'll prefer to use this color. Alright, now to do that, that's going to be the first one. Okay, I'm going to go right here, and I always like to write it after H1. So press enter, and I'm typing what? H2 tag. Open the curly braces, press enter, and then let's type in the first one, which is what was the first property for the H2, the color. Alright, so the color, I want the color to be this color. So you're going to go by typing the property first, say color, and use the hexadecimals, and that's it. And the next one would be to style the text align. So you can just delete this. Delete this from your H2 tag for everything, because you don't need it. You don't need to write it out. So we're replacing all the inline method with what? Internal method, which is a good practice. Okay, that's a good practice. So as you can see now, all my H2 tags are now using the same color because we actually declared it right there. So let's center align all the H2 tags. So can you see now that all my H2 tags are not central aligned? But if I change it right there, it will automatically affect all the H2 tags. Now let's do that. Now H2 tag, we're going to use text align, and we want it to be centered, and then close it. So right now, can you check your H2 tag again now? Everything is centralized. Now it's a way of making our code easy. Yeah, it's a way of making our code very easy. As you can see now, I have replaced all the inline method with what? The internal method. This is the internal styling method right here. And then we can have a long list because it's a cascading style sheet, a CSS cascading style sheet. I'll still explain that to you. Now you'll be noticing that what are we using this one for? Don't worry, as time goes on, I'll explain to you what that is for. But for now, we're focusing on what? Internal styling method, internal method of styling. Alright, so I hope you understand this. I hope this is easy. If you have any question, please feel free to ask in the comment section below. I'll be so glad to answer every question. And I want to say one more thing, that some of you may be having a question that, okay, what if I want to personally style this one to look different from the other H2 tag? Alright, I will show you how to do that in a couple of videos. But for now, in the next video, I'm going to be showing you more styling method using the internal styling method. I'll be introducing to you more properties. Please feel free to ask a question because it is already getting a bit crucial right now. And if you miss anything right now, it might get a bit complicated for you. So it is important that you ask your questions. Alright, so don't forget, subscribe to our channel. I hope this is helpful. I'm just trying my best, to make sure that you can understand these things. Okay, but please subscribe. I'm begging, just please make sure you subscribe. And then just to encourage me, actually subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, bye.